We cracked the code. There's a reason why he only bites one person's ear off.
Why is that?
To get rid of the S. We cracked it, dude. Oh, mighty. Oh, Lord almighty. Listen, I went to a water park yesterday.
Oh, yeah?
Glistened. I look like a Twilight vampire. Welcome back to the Dragon Swell. I am one of your hosts, Sprites. I'm joined with me, my good pal, my good friend, Mav3rick. How's it going, Mav3rick?
Oh, man, it's going pretty good. We're episode 13.
Episode 13.
Guys, before we get started, I want to remind you, please follow us at Dragons W Gaming on Twitter. We are working on establishing our Facebook account for those that are scared of Twitter or just care not to be on that form of social media.
Listen, I fall under that category. I don't have a tweeter. I don't tweet very much or at all, actually, because I don't have one.
I like mine. I really do. I just recently got a Facebook page because I was told I needed one because I guess my buddies were messaging my wife and she's like, "You got to get one because they're blowing my phone up," and I'm like, "Okay, I'll get one." So I did, and I personally like Twitter so much better.
Well, I don't even. I've had a Facebook account since like freshman, if not before that, maybe.
But you check that about like you check your text messages, huh?
No, I do not. I don't check anything. Emails. Listen, that's my personal mission statement to check my emails as soon as I get them.
Oh, really?
Yeah. To check my emails, and stay on top of that, and mission failed. We'll get them next time. It doesn't always work out like that, but it is what it is.
Well, we're busy. We're busy people.
We busy. We busy.
Yeah.
But no, so it's been a little bit.
Been a little bit,
and so a lot, at least for me, has happened in terms of like gaming and stuff. But I'm gonna ask you, what have you been playing? What's been going on?
Nothing.
No.
I'm gonna be honest. We found ourselves. I still playing Tears of the Kingdom. I got like 80 hours, I think. Yeah, and I'm only like halfway through the story. But I sat down this past weekend and I decided what I was gonna do is I was gonna start at the very top of my side quest list, and I was just gonna work my way down. And it's going pretty well so far. I knocked out a bunch of side quests this weekend. Found some other side quests throughout my
along your side quest. You get sub side quests.
Yeah. So
you got your point and you get your sub point.
But hey, that it's going well. I mean, so beyond that though, the family and I we've been trying to spend a little bit more time together at night, and so like we like to play Mario Party, Mario Kart.
Oh,
okay, I like to play Mario Kart. They don't like playing Mario Kart with me.
Yeah.
But
But if you're not first, you're last.
Yeah, right.
Ricky Bobby.
So we played.
If you're not number one, you're not the fastest.
Well, we busted out the old Ubisoft Switch Wheel of Fortune the other night.
Oh.
And it takes longer.
Oh. Sorry about that.
It takes longer to load the game than it does to play it.
Does it really?
I mean, man, it takes so long to load the game, and I don't even know why, because it's not. But the thing is, it's so funny because they can't use the host and everything that's there.
Yeah.
So they have these like.
They don't want to pay the money.
Yeah. They got these like fill-ins, and the guy looks at your character and he's like, "Oh, so tell me a little bit about yourself." And they just kind of like stare at each other. And then he's like, "Oh, okay, that's great." Like there was an interaction there.
Nothing happened. Like it doesn't give you like a the ability to respond.
No.
What?
Like there's
why did they even put it in there?
I don't know. It's so he looks at somebody and he's like,
natural.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. Maybe you're supposed to talk. I don't know.
Maybe like speaking to the mic.
Yeah.
Well, tell me a little bit about yourself.
But he's going to cut me off.
Yeah.
Because I got a lot to say. That's why we have a podcast.
You got a lot of time.
Right.
But
so beyond that, man, I've been watching some movies. I've been watching some anime. I've been trying to catch up on some stuff but other than that, and I will get to this later. But there is a demo that I played over the last week. I have not finished it, and I know as soon as our guys in the Discord hear that, I'm gonna get shamed so hard.
No, it's all right. I haven't played it, but I have watched a lot of it.
Well, but I was playing it.
Is it on PlayStation?
It's PlayStation 5 exclusive.
Wow.
That's gonna do you in.
Yeah.
Till it comes to PC.
Oh yeah. Well, and listen, peer pressure is going to be coming at me from my closest allies.
Oh
to
absolutely.
To purchase a PlayStation 5, I'm going to look at them dead in the face and say, no, no. Not because I don't like the PS5.
I told one of them the other night
I'm not going to drop that money.
I told one the other night that I mean, in all honesty, I mean, when I get it, now I will finish Tears of the Kingdom first.
Yeah.
I'm still trying to stick with my New Year's resolution, and this Summer Games Fest, which we're going to talk about in a minute, it's hurting me.
Did you see the Discord chat?
Which one?
Did you ours?
But did you like
see
recently?
Recently.
The meme where they're dropping Tears of the Kingdom. Okay, I'm going to call that one out right now because
for those who obviously don't know, there was a meme that was shared in our Discord chat that showed, and hopefully everybody has probably seen Toy Story, but it's that nightmare that Woody had whenever he's being dropped.
Oh yeah,
and kind of abandoned for Buzz.
Yeah,
and he's like, I don't want to play with you anymore. But instead of Woody, they photoshopped it to look like Tears of the Kingdom.
Oh yeah,
and it was dropping, and what was replacing him was the new Final Fantasy.
Well, and I will say, I'm not far enough in the demo to find out whether
it looks sick though.
I mean, it does.
So
it looks
good.
It looks amazing. I am wondering about the free roam.
Yeah.
And so the free roam.
I got a bit of a hot take on that.
Okay.
So a little bit of a hot take about just free roam in general.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of people are probably going to disagree with me. I am not a huge fan of the free roam mechanic in games.
Really?
I'm not, and I think maybe I don't know what it is, but Pokemon Legends Arceus didn't finish it. Right? Even the new
Scarlet
and Violet. I was close to finishing it. Didn't finish it. Still have yet to finish it. Right, and that one was partially because my data got corrupted. And
right.
Everything was out the window,
which
kind of made me a little bitter. So I was like, because I was working on completing the entire Pokedex while I was completing the storyline. So
right.
It was like I wasn't just rocking with my favorite mons. I was like legit trying to finish all of that at once. Right, so it was taking me forever to get through the game.
Right.
Yeah, haven't finished that. Tears of the Kingdom, I haven't bought it yet, right? And so I'm noticing that a lot of these games I'm not finishing, and maybe it's because I don't. To be honest with you, I don't really know why it hasn't been. Because in my mind, it's so appealing, right? The free roam aspect, but I think maybe it's just. I guess to me, it's just a little too much, right? To me, it's just like I'm a caged animal. What can I say? I'm a caged animal. Put me on the leash because it's too much for me.
You need a little more structure.
Yeah. I listen. I am. Maybe it's because I'm such a wild card.
Oh, you're chasing squirrels.
Yeah.
Or rabbits, or.
That's literally how my mind works. Perpetually. Squirrel. It's just squirrel. and then another one comes, and sometimes we mix it up with rabbits, but no. So it's and I know not a lot of people are going to like that take but it seems like Elden Ring and things like that, where you have all these different areas that you can go to, and to me. And I'm not a person of anxiety. I know it exists. I know people have it, right? But to me, it's like on anything. Very rarely do I ever have anxiety over anything in my life, right? Which I guess is a luxury, also kind of a curse, because sometimes I don't,
You should be anxious about certain things, right?
Sometimes I should be a little bit more prepared for things, due to anxiety. But no, man, I'm telling you, it's like I don't know what it is. It's just like there's just this wall. When it comes to games that offer this free roam ability, because then I'm like, but I was supposed to go this direction. It's not what I can go anywhere,
Right.
And that's what happened with Scarlet and Violet. Headphone warning. I can with Scarlet and Violet, because I was like, I don't know where to go.
Yeah, right.
And so I ended up taking on the gyms that are supposed to be late game. And that kind of irked me too, because they were like, it's free roam, but it's not free roam.
Yeah,
because it's like there's a certain pattern.
You still need to follow a certain path.
Yeah, a certain path that they don't tell you about.
No, because so I jumped. I went left, then right, then left, then right, and I bounced around.
I went. If you're looking at it like from approaching the main place, I went to the bottom right. Right, so I went straight to the electric gym first.
Oh wow, yeah. Ouch.
The electric gym's like almost level 30.
Yeah.
And
your Pokemon aren't even listening to you at that point.
Oh yeah, Rub-a-Dub Belly Boy, Rub-a-Dub Belly Boy, Belly. I was about to say Belly bolted me, but I think that's his actual name.
Yeah.
So
I got a shiny one of those.
So I'm sorry.
I think he's like all
you
yellow.
were blessed with shiny odds just
was he
to
all,
get that thing.
Was he all? I think it was all yellow or something like that.
But it was one of those things where I was like, but once again, my primitive brain, my smooth brain, I was like, there's not a line, there's nothing to tell me where to go.
Well, but I don't think all games need that. I mean,
I agree. I don't think they do, but to me they do.
Well, so like on Final Fantasy, well, I can only speak from what I've played of the demo. It doesn't seem like there's free roam yet, and so I need to. I'm gonna get on tonight. I'm gonna finish it tonight. I'm gonna finish the demo tonight. It's nice. Gotten a little hard to play the PS5 at night because my 65-inch TV has a glow, so much of a glow to it that my kids see it under their door, and so both of them hop up because they know.
Are here.
Well, no. My kid thinks I'm playing Fortnite without him, and I'm trying to get that Optimus skin. Yeah. And so I can be a Transformer.
Autobots build up.
Yeah. That's right.
No.
Oh,
you play non-constructive.
I play zero build.
I respect it.
Yeah, I don't play that build mess. Yeah. That's horrible Fortnite.
Is it cross-platform? So, like, if you were to play right now, would you get paired up with a computer lobby, or is it just console lobby? See, no, you're doing right then.
Yeah,
right. Because if you were to play against like a PC lobby. On build,
I don't.
They would build the Empire State Building. You're like, I got a ramp.
Yeah, because you can't. It was. I tried it, and I think I downloaded it and played it once, and didn't like it.
The game can't even keep up how fast they build.
Oh.
And the boards are still coming while they're up above it.
I'll tell you,
trips me out.
So Unreal 5.
Oh yeah.
Unreal Engine 5 is I'm thinking that it's now running on PS5 with Fortnite because man, it looks amazing.
Really?
I mean, Fortnite looks on the PS5. It looks amazing.
I mean, they've been working on that Unreal Engine forever.
And then my kid gets on his Switch, and I'm like, why do the trees look like that? They look like somebody. It looks like some. Oh man, what was it? Paper Mario Splash or something. Like you just took like Bob Ross painting some trees.
They're too busy working on a bunch of other stuff. They're like, hey, we're supposed to have trees on this map. Oh,
yeah.
Throw it on there.
And then you get on the PS5 and it looks, I mean, the water glistens. I mean, it really does look good.
Nice.
And I wish they would do the same. They give Rocket League the same treatment because I don't think they've updated Rocket League to the PS5 version yet. And Rocket League, I mean,
yeah.
But so what have you been playing?
But speaking of games that I personally think look good, First off, I encourage that you do not download this game. Do not play this game. It's a Honkai Star Rail. Now, I'll preface this by saying I've never played Honkai before, ever. Right? And it's made by HoYoverse, which is the same people who make Genshin Impact.
Oh,
right?
Okay.
And so Genshin, which I'll say this as well before I lose this train of thought. I was actually there's a streamer. He's not clean, and I don't watch him rarely ever. But it was just like a clip that was shown that happened to be him, and it was guy you probably actually know him, Asmongold. No. He's a famous WoW streamer.
Oh, okay.
And so I think he's been streaming WoW for a long time. But Asmongold was he did like this spreadsheet, and he showed. That showed like the statistics of of a bunch of different, or he's on like some website that showed the statistics of all these different MMORPGs.
Yeah, right.
And Genshin was slaughtering everything. Like
really?
Genshin is so much higher than like WoW and Final Fantasy 14. I think what is a New World? New World spiked past it once. But that was during, I think, launch of that game, and then it was just done after that. I mean, it's just, and it's not like it's spiking or growing. It's just like, it's just above it by like 20 million, consistently. Genshin is crazy, and they just keep pumping out content. But anyways, so it's
and Genshin's completely free, right?
Yeah, Genshin's completely free. It does have a lot of pay to win stuff on it. I say that. I mean, it's a single player thing at the end of the day. It's a single player game. So, but there's going to be whales in every.
Yeah, you just got to grind a little bit harder than most.
And so, but it's similar to Genshin in a lot of ways because it's made by the same people. Right. But Honkai Star Rail is phenomenal. It's insane. Like I've been playing for a week and a half straight. I just finished the first world. It's a fairly long, and it comes with a lot of content, a lot of things to grind every day on as well. For those that are and whenever I get invested in a game, I do tend to grind a good bit.
And this is a mobile game?
It's a mobile game. It's also on the Epic game store. So a lot of people actually play on PC. But,
okay.
But it looks phenomenal on game on mobile.
Now, it's not out on consoles yet?
I don't think it's on consoles. It's on the Epic Game Store whatever that is available. So I think it's only PC and mobile, but it is. I'm telling you, it is great. It is super fun. It's like a Final Fantasy type game where it's turn based.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it's just a wonderful game. I mean, there's a lot of different aspects to buff your characters and different ways of building your characters but not too much, right? Where it's overwhelming. But I think that one of my favorite so far is the story for the first world. And so essentially what you are is you're this individual that you don't really know how your existence came to be. All you just know is, so you're not like a normal human, right? Everybody knows that there's something inside of you at the beginning. You end up being formed by these two individuals that you'll see. We haven't actually got a lot of backstory on them, too.
Right.
These two ladies end up breaking into the space station that you start off at. Mm-hmm. And they use this power source that I kind of look at it. It almost reminds me of like the Allspark, right? It's called the Stellaron, and they take the Stellaron and they actually make you out of it, right? So inside of you for the first time ever. I mean, so you're essentially like Naruto. I mean, you have this power source in you that is. People are like, I don't know how you have this. Mm-hmm. because you're like the first person ever to be able to house a Stellaron.
Mm-hmm.
And so, you begin to travel with a band of explorers that on the Star Rail, which is like a literal train that just travels across the universe. And what they do is they go to different planets and stop Stellarons that are there. Right? And so there's Stellarons throughout the entirety of the universe that if they're on their planets, it will start causing the planet to come to a disaster of sorts. Okay. Like if a Stellaron is there, it will cause... So like the first planet, for instance, is in an eternal winter, right? Yeah. And it's caused from the Stellaron. So like the entirety of the planet is slowly being enveloped in a blizzard.
Right.
Right? And so like people are dying off and they're having to go underneath ground to survive. And so you play through the entirety of the world trying to get to the Stellaron, and you're getting, there's a whole bunch of backstory in that world alone.
Well, from what I can tell, it looks like
it has insane. It's doing well.
So like Genshin released on PlayStation 4, Windows, iOS and Android, PlayStation 5.
Yeah, Genshin
and was a set to release on Switch. Now I don't know if that's gonna happen now, but so
I think it'd be a little difficult.
The Hoyoverse is set for PlayStation 5 in 2023, so it looks like PS5's getting all this stuff.
Man,
so
I'm telling you, if it launches on the PlayStation, it will look. So it's not like a.
I mean,
it's not like a Final Fantasy.
Well, I played Genshin on PS5, man. It looked amazing.
Genshin does, and it looks amazing in a different way, right? Some graphics are just different. Like, for instance, you look at something like this new Final Fantasy game. It's like clearly this has way better graphics than Genshin or Honkai Star Rail, because well, first off, it looks so realistic, right? Yeah. So like there's sometimes the graphics that tend to try to be more realistic looking, and so there's going to be that aspect of it. But
we had this discussion earlier. I played Final Fantasy 16, and there was a cinematic, and he walks out of the castle, and he's standing there, and I'm like, why is he standing there? I'm like, oh.
You didn't realize it was time to move.
It was time to move, yeah.
Because you almost like, and I've seen some of the cutscenes on it, on that new Final Fantasy demo. It's phenomenal.
It's amazing. It's
so beautiful, and but Honkai has a lot of great cutscenes too,
right?
But it's not trying to be realistic, and it's just a step above the normal animation that you play through.
Yeah.
Right. It just looks better normally through the cutscene, and man, there's some sick cinematic moments in it already, and some great storytelling, great plot twists in the first world already.
Right.
And of course it's made by Hoyoverse, so it's gonna have what the people say. Is going to have a plethora of waifus, husbandos. That's what they say. but it doesn't even really cater to that much. It's not something like that. But I've enjoyed it. I have invested way too much time on it, and the plan is to finish that and then grind back to Masters on Unite, and then hopefully by that time it'll be the end of this month, and then we'll pick back up Overwatch. So.
Yeah. I'm actually looking forward to that. We need
to practice.
Yeah, we got to practice bad.
We're gonna get whooped by our kids.
Bad. I did talk to our ace in the hole. He's well
practiced.
He is up and ready. I don't think he's been practicing. I think he's been playing a lot of Minecraft. Because I think a lot of the
sounds very ready.
I think a lot of our esports kids created a Minecraft server that they're doing that again. Which
the sheer anarchy that is ensuing in that server.
I'm surprised they'll come back. They'll come back, and none of them will be talking to each other.
Yeah, none of them.
They're not going to talk to each other at all. Well, man, let's get into this. So summer's here. Summer Game Fest, because E3. Baby E3, I guess.
Baby, yeah.
And I will say, Jeff Keighley has done a fairly decent job of getting everything I guess he's done a pretty good job of like being able to make all of this work without an actual physical E3. You know.
Yeah.
I think what with the gaming industry the way it is now, I don't see a lot of stuff. Everything's going digital. Everything's changing. I have a feeling our consoles will be mostly digital, probably the next generation. PlayStation
really?
6, Xbox. I see the physical eventually going away. Which,
Like, what do you mean by that? Like, you're talking about like disc?
yeah, I think it'll
Like
be
a lot
all
of it is.
physical media. I now this is coming from somebody who does buy a lot of stuff digital, but I still do like to have that physical copy.
It does.
I like to have that.
Unless so. Okay, I would see. So, like, for instance, I buy a lot of stuff digital, right? Like, the vast majority of my stuff I buy digitally, especially,
Yeah.
like, on the Switch. Like, all my games. I have, like, 2 or 3 physical copy games.
Right.
And I know, and that's partially because, my kids are so young right now that, I don't have to try to share games with them.
Well, and
I know your case is a little different, though.
Yeah, so like my kids will come up to me and like, Dad, can I get in the brown case? And I'm like, what do you want out of the brown case? Because there's a bunch of stuff you can't play. There's a bunch of stuff you can.
So what do you think about them enabling you to buy a game digitally, and give them the ability to share that game, kind of like Game Share now, right? But almost like in a casual sense of being able to share that game with a friend, to where you could still access it and they could access it for like a temporary time.
Yeah, see, I don't think that would happen. I mean, you can kind of trick that system now. So what I can do is, for example, our esports Switch that we have, that we got through our company that we use. I logged in with my account. I downloaded some stuff that if the esports kids want to play, or if I get free time or whatever, and want to mess with while I'm up here or whatever, or I can do that. What cancels that is if my Switch gets turned on at the house, which is my main Switch, then and it recognizes that I'm online.
It'll kick you.
One will get kicked. The esports Switch would get kicked off because that's not my primary console.
Switch, yeah.
And so I do wish that. I mean, that would be neat. I don't see them doing that because their thought is hey,
that would be costing them money.
You got 4 Switches. Okay, so Apple did this in education a long time ago. So you could buy one app on the App Store, 99 cents.
Yep.
Push it to all your iPads in the district. Then they changed it because the developers threw a fit, rightfully threw a fit.
Yeah.
I feel like, as a semi-developer myself, I see that.
I see that from a developer's perspective.
Yeah,
sure.
I mean they're obviously losing money because if you have 700 iPads in the district and you buy one app 99 cents, you're making you're only making $1. And right. So I mean, rightfully so. I agree with that. But with Summer Game Fest, Jeff, he's
see, but then there is that desire. Then there is that that aspect of looking at, say, a disc and seeing that it is superior, and that you could do that where you could just load it up and you could take it and go to, because I don't know about you, but like growing up as a kid, that would be things that we did often, where I would have a game that my buddy didn't have,
right,
and so I'm like, hey, I'm gonna bring this game, and so I bring it over to their house or vice versa, and boom, we're playing all night.
Right.
On his account.
Right.
And so we're grinding up on his account on whatever game we're playing.
Right.
And so I remember that being such which I know growing up now is a lot different.
Oh yeah. For sure.
I know, actually I'll even say this. I don't know. Do you think that we're going to get way off topic here, but I think this kind of ties in a little bit. Do you think that growing up as a child now is vastly different than than the way that we grew up.
Well, I mean, you and I have even grown up completely
and
different.
very different.
Yeah. Because, and so yes,
I would say even now between me and them is even a far greater difference in upbringing than I would say from you and I.
And the fact is that and don't I mean my kids love their Switch. I love for them to play on their Switch. But there's times when it's time to turn it off. There's too much screen time nowadays. There's too much. There's not enough. There's not enough family time. I don't believe.
Well, we can definitely see that the family is under attack everywhere.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And so many different shapes and sizes, but even I think with everything being so instant nowadays, I think the threshold for attention, as well as just the overall average of patience on both adults and kids have drastically diminished.
Yeah.
Like I think that's affecting the way that kids even learn.
Oh, absolutely.
Because now they're learning. Now if the learning is not at an accelerated pace, right, then it's not being retained.
Right. Yeah.
Right. And so,
well, because I mean, every time they open their phone, they're drinking from a fire hydrant.
I think TikTok is one of the worst, and
I'm
guilty of going through like YouTube Shorts a lot. I love watching YouTube Shorts, and I've gained a lot of like knowledge, whether it's like a game or just random facts here and there from it. It could be used for great things.
Right.
And I've already mentioned the discrepancy between TikTok here and in China.
Yeah.
About how here it rewards you being goofy and silly dances, and there it rewards you for actually being innovative and creative.
Well, and so that's the problem that we face. Like, social media can be used as such a great tool. It's not being used the way that it could be.
Yeah.
It's
well, it's also created individuals that think. I've heard this quote. It's from Mike Tyson, where he talks about. It's from Mike Tyson. And what he said was, he said something along the lines of, too many people nowadays, too many people. I'm trying to think of like the quote word for word, but essentially what he was saying was, people nowadays are so bold in their speech on social media that it reflects that they've never been punched in the face.
Yeah,
because he's always going to find a way to tie something back.
Well, but that's true. I mean, behind a computer screen,
they're bold.
You can do whatever you want.
Reckless,
but you're not going to get out in front of Mike Tyson and mouth off to Mike Tyson. You're going to get punched in the face.
not if you keep both your ears. He
gonna bite them off.
Give me the ear. That's why. Hey, we cracked the code. I'm sitting up. We cracked the code. There's a reason why he only bites one person's ear off.
Why is that?
To get rid of the S. We cracked it, dude. You can get that thing from plural, man. I can't say it. Listen. What I'm gonna do? I'm gonna punch you in the face, okay? And then I'm gonna bite your ear off. I can't have you having two ears. I can't say it, okay? You gotta make it turn into ear, okay? Then we cracked it. We did it.
That's it.
Eradication of all S's. Mike Tyson's in goal.
Well,
how did we get to this? I'm sorry.
I don't know.
We went into like a real deep conversation, and then now we're biting ears off. How did we get to this?
Hey, look, I'll tell you this.
Welcome to the Dragon. It's such a
well
moment. We need to make a compilation video of just well moments.
We fell in the well. Oh yeah, for sure.
We fell in the well. Dude, that's gonna be the name of. Oh man. I can't wait till we go to video, dude. When we go to video, we can just have a compilation and just
Oh yeah,
falling in the well. That's what we're gonna name that video. Splash.
Well,
dude, we're soaking in the well.
Speaking of beating people up,
With the stick. Beating hobos.
And this is something that is kind of near and dear to my heart. I love old school beat 'em ups. Like from old Double Dragon to Battletoads to we talked about this Shredder's Revenge game on here before, and that I'm gonna be honest with you, minus Final Fantasy 16 and a few others, Shredder's Revenge DLC is like at the freaking top of my list for excitement awesome. Because we get a new game mode. They're opening up a whole additional story. You get to play as Usagi, which is the rabbit. Now this is old Ninja Turtles. This isn't yeah. So he was like a samurai or whatever, and so they're adding color palettes to the costumes and stuff, and the music for that game is amazing. It's like old 16-bit, 32-bit music for.
Man, that's classic.
I mean, the music is amazing. So
I can hear it in my head now.
I have no idea how to say this. It's like T. Lopes.
T. Lopes?
T. Lopes, I guess, is the guy's name that does the. I probably butchered your name. Sorry.
Yeah.
we're just a couple country guys. So.
Yeah.
But
R.I.P. T. Lopes.
So.
Ripping pepperonis.
Final Fantasy remake. We kind of already talked about it.
Oh yeah,
I'm so excited.
Fantastic. Go watch it. Go play it.
Yeah,
go look at it.
Yeah,
go celebrate it.
It's amazing.
Oh, man.
If you're waiting for the PC version.
Listen, we have a mutual buddy.
Oh yeah, and I told him I'd let him borrow my PS5.
Yeah. You told him, this particular person?
Yes.
You might be the bravest man I've ever. No, he's actually pretty good with stuff.
No, I mean and that's the thing. I play Fortnite on my PS5. I play some Rocket League every once in a while, and Scarlet Nexus was a really good game.
Oh yeah.
If y'all hadn't played that, go check that on PS5. It's a really really good game. I think it's on Xbox too, but
I believe so.
But yeah, Final Fantasy remake. There's not much more than we can say about the demo. Just go check it out.
Go check it out, man. Especially how it starts.
Amazing.
How it starts too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You freaks. And the Phoenix fighting. That was awesome.
I say that knowing that it's one of the coolest sequences that.
I mean, they could have ended the demo right there, and I would have been happy. I mean,
that could have been the game.
Oh yeah, for sure. I like the first 10 minutes of Bumblebee.
You ever play what is it, Panzer Dragoon? Remind me.
Oh
of
yeah,
a game like that.
Yeah.
Where you're just flying around on the dragon.
Yeah. I actually rebought that on Switch.
Dragon sound
they got a remake on Switch.
But, really?
Yes, it was really good. I
think I played the first one.
They corrected some of the.
It was a little finicky,
glitchy flaws, but I mean, it takes 4 hours to finish it. I think
it's not. I mean, it's not a
super short game.
But listen, not dabbling back a little bit on what we were just talking about, like some of the things that they're going to miss out on, man. Kids are going to miss out on.
Yeah.
Oh, they're going to miss. I remember. Listen, I grew up poor, right? So a lot of times we didn't have the money to outright buy games, right? Every now and again, we
used to have to hit the used bin or something like that.
Something like that, or and which I say that, but then we would go to like movie gallery.
Oh yeah.
Or Blockbuster and
movie gallery.
Sometimes they would.
I was assistant manager at movie gallery.
Probably seen me.
Yeah, probably.
Actually not. when we would be in Houston. So unless you were working up there.
No, I was working. I was working here.
Around there.
There.
But no, we would. I remember, that was one of the games that I got, Panzer Dragoon.
Yeah.
Man, and so I remember just the joy that I got from renting that game. And there was a level of urgency to play it when I got home, because every minute that I had this game was a minute that I wasn't going to be able to play it, right? Or like every minute that I had it was a minute that ultimately was counting towards it being turned back in. Right. So I'm like, you ever seen that was it old Bruce Willis show 24 or whatever, where it's like, dude. And it was
that wasn't Bruce Willis. That
was Unbreakable that I was thinking about.
Oh man,
who was that?
Kiefer. Was it Kiefer? Who was it? Kiefer Sutherland.
Sutherland. I don't remember now, but like that.
Yeah, it was Kiefer Sutherland.
Where it was like, dude.
Oh yeah.
Dude, it was like every now and again.
That was during the commercial breaks. When they have a commercial break, and then they had like each episode. There were 24 episodes. Each episode was an hour during the day.
Oh
yeah.
And so with it, that was kind of how it was. Didn't miss out on that, dude. Saturday morning cartoons.
Oh yeah.
Missing out on that.
That's
because
what.
Now it's at
that's what I keep telling my kids. I'm like, you have no idea.
Everything.
Yes.
Like, and everything's at the touch of your fingertips without having to wait on a new episode. Unless you're an anime fan, now you got to.
Yeah, right.
So I'm still living that. So every Saturday, every Sunday. So Sunday Demon Slayer drops. Right?
Yeah, right.
Saturday is.
I'm waiting on the next couple of dubbed episodes before I keep watching it.
Yeah, my brother is too.
Oh, is he?
Him and his wife. Oh, dude, it just finished. So the finale was episode 11. Right, they didn't go to 12 because they made that an hour long.
Oh yeah,
and the animation was wild.
Oh wow!
I mean, it was so.
They did finish the dub?
They finished the. I watched.
Oh, they've okay. Yeah. The sub, yeah.
I watch it sub.
Yeah. Someone. I know you didn't like Tanjiro's voice.
Tanjiro.
Nezuko. Okay, so
not to come drop buttons.
Now,
shut up, Tanjiro.
Now, I will say, so
I apologize for those that's a curse word to you.
As we're talking about movies,
I hate that dude. So the trigger's early. Yeah, they're just gonna miss out on some stuff.
So as we're talking about movies, something came up, and this kind of ties into what you were talking about, like kids missing out things that but think about it in reverse. Think about being a 6-year-old right now and have played.
I don't have to think about
it. You live in it.
I am.
Have played Mario for just a brief couple of years in your life.
Yep.
And then going to see it on the big screen.
That is pretty cool.
I mean, the best part of the Mario movie.
I still think with that one though, they still miss out on a lot of stuff because there's so many references from
right. Well, yeah,
start to finish,
right?
Soundtracks to.
Well, but the thing is like watching my 6-year-old watch that movie was better than watching the movie itself because every time something, his eyes would light up.
That is cool. I will say that. You do. I guess there's obviously going to be some things that we're going to miss out on, but
going from there, my eyes lit up too because I'm a big kid at heart.
But
I'm a 6-year-old at heart.
It's a little different for you because you're getting all those references, and that's what's impactful to you. To them, it is seeing Mario on the big screen, but it's the graphics and all the different, the effects. And,
because my eyes can't see all that.
Yeah.
They actually see the 4K. I don't.
Yeah. Like, what? It has more than one thing on the screen.
So I'm hoping. So I read an article where Illumination and Nintendo are close to finalizing a deal on the Legend of Zelda movie.
The NCU is becoming real.
It is.
It's confirmed.
We called it.
Dude.
Right here in the Dragon's
World. If they don't make the trailer start off or finish with a, hiya! I'm out of there. It's not worth seeing.
Yeah. Or hey, listen.
Hey, listen.
Listen.
Dude.
Man. But man, beyond that, they're bringing old school stuff back. We got a new Final Fantasy. They've come out of the woodwork. We got a new Prince of Persia game coming out that is like more of like a Metroidvania style side scroll. Yeah,
I think that'd be good.
Like the original Prince of Persia, not the 3D one that
not
was
the one you can run on walls.
Yeah. Well, no, you can still run on walls, but it's I mean, yeah.
But you can like see it.
But it's 2D. I mean, it's
Yeah,
like
it's
2D, 3D
which
kind of like.
I actually played the old ones on the PlayStation 2.
Yeah, I mean they weren't bad.
The first one was really good.
The
first one of the 3D.
The original Prince of
one,
Persia was amazing.
So I've never played it, but I have. Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about though. But that is cool. I think it fits more for that game. I will say that.
Yeah, I do too. I mean, because at that point, if you do a 3D game of Prince of Persia, there's going to be you're going to catch a lot of flack, and they did. They caught a lot of flack because everybody's like, "Well, I didn't really want a Metroidvania. I want to like."
Do you agree with that as well? I'm bringing up so many there's so many different things, but I guess my mind is wanting to be a little extra today, but,
extra spicy today,
or just extra thinky. Right? It's kind of weird. Like I'm not used to it thinking.
Oh well.
I was about to say as much, but I'm not used to it thinking. I don't necessarily agree with like a lot of things being just chastised over, or a lot of things just being instantly like some things I agree with if it's necessary.
Yeah.
But like things just getting roasted for existing. You know what I mean? It's like you used to see like. I would say this: PlayStation 2 is one of my favorite consoles ever made. It's really close between PlayStation 2 and Xbox 360.
I was gonna say mine would have to be the 360.
The 360 probably
I did like
takes
the PS2,
it, but I love because that was where I really grew up on. Right, I really grew up on the I had a PlayStation 1.
Then it would be the SNES for me because.
See, I never had one.
That was my.
I had a babysitter that had one, and I played that a lot. But
yeah.
But in terms of like actually having like one of the consoles that we had for a long time was a place. That's the only console we had for a long time, you know. And so it was several years after Xbox released that we got an Xbox 360.
Yeah.
But in saying all of that, I can tell you this: both Xbox 360 and PlayStation have a plethora of games that are just absolute garbage.
Yeah,
like
agreed.
Games that are like not worth touching. Games that you know the quality of the game by looking at the case and trying to figure out what this game is about. Like you're looking at it, you flip it over on the back, and you're like, is this supposed to be a monkey? Like what? You're like, what is this? You know, it's just a pile of garbage on a thing, you know? And you know exactly how the quality of the game is going to be. The vast majority of the time, you can look at this and say, and if you don't believe me, go to a Game Exchange, go to a GameStop, go to something that's going to resell these games, or probably not GameStop, but something that is like a retro selling game that sells all sorts of games. You go to those ones that are marked down to like $1 a pop. You look at their little, if they have the original casing. My goodness, not telling you, just a pile of junk.
I mean, yeah. So I'm looking at like worst Switch games, and I mean, here we go.
JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. I mean, JoJo's
Worldwide Party.
Yeah, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. That's
yeah. Let's see what else we got on the list. No, it's Peppa Pig World Adventure.
Hey, let's not diss Peppa Pig.
Hey, look, it's on here as the worst game, man. I'm just look. It's not an IGN list, so it's got to be semi-accurate.
Yeah.
Oh, Hello Kitty Cruisers. There you go.
You know, Hello Kitty's like one of the most popular franchises ever made.
I know, and America keeps butchering Hello Kitty.
Yeah.
Oh. My Little Pony.
Brody. Brodies unite. For mother. Anyways, let's get back on that. But I just like I said, I don't necessarily agree that everything should get roasted. Like let's just
wait till it comes out. Play it first. I mean, they're even saying that the Switch will probably run at 60 frames.
Really?
The Switch version of Prince of Persia is supposed to.
Yeah, I mean, just play it.
I feel like that game, if it doesn't run at 30 or 60.
We talk a lot about ratings and stuff, but at the end of the day, if you enjoy the game, buy the game and play it. It might stink, and let's just be honest. A lot of times the ratings from like real, like I would say a credible source, they normally tend to swing well, right?
Not IGN.
Yeah, not. anything that is not IGN.
And, it's been a couple episodes since we've roasted one of IGN's list. Maybe we can plan that for the next episode.
15. We'll plan for 15.
Okay, 15. Yeah. Oh, the roasting of IGN, episode 15.
Yeah,
that's what we'll 15. Do. Yeah, all IGN, all roasting.
Yeah. IGN.
Buckle up.
Three letters that's in the word ignite. That's what's fixing to take place.
Well, but going back to like movie news though, in all seriousness, and this was like a week ago, I think, but the Mario Brothers movie is now the 18th highest grossing movie ever at the box office.
Man.
And Chris Pratt. Now, we all know how we feel about Chris Pratt around here. But I'll give it to him. He did an alright job as Mario. But Chris Pratt assures fans that the Mario movie 2, that news will be coming soon.
Oh.
So,
Donkey Kong carried it.
Yeah, for
Toad carried it.
If it,
I will say this: I don't want them to change actors now.
Oh no.
Okay, I'm saying that as well. Kind of retracting that a little bit. I'm making an amend to that statement.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I would notice if Peach's voice got changed very much because, no offense, I mean she did a great job. She did, and I kind of like the light that they painted, Peach in.
Yeah.
Is definitely gave like a refreshing twist to the generic Mario story, but I also think that she has a very like unnoticeable, like a recognizable voice.
Right.
Like I've heard like 1,000 other ladies that have her same voice, so it's gonna be one of those things where it's like if they do switch it, I'm probably not gonna. Maybe a little bit, but and once again, not discrediting her. It's just she just sounds very similar to it.
Right.
But she did a great job. So hopefully they just keep everybody though, because I really enjoyed like Keegan Michael Key did a great job.
Yeah, he did.
I didn't think I was really gonna like Seth Rogen as Donkey Kong, but he was hilarious.
Yeah. He did a good job. So switching switching from like Mario to Sonic, Sonic Superstars takes kind of a new graphically look to Sonic. I know it was cool because it showed like old Sonic, and then he ran past this line that was like splitting the screen, and when he crossed that line, he was like
new.
Yeah, I mean it was kind of what they did with like Metroid Dread. There's not just like it's the same style of Sonic game. I mean it's just side scrolling, Sonic. It's a Sonic game.
Improved graphics.
Oh yeah, like everything in the background, stuff is moving in the background, stuff in the foreground's moving. I mean, it gives a little more life to what was done before.
Yeah,
so
retro
that looks pretty good. I'm and then to kind of I think it was. It didn't close the week, but I'm gonna be honest with you. For the longest time, PlayStation 5 was like the go-to console for me, for a lot of other people, because they just seem to have more games when the PS5 launched. They have consistently put out
more desirable games.
Yeah, and so
not a Forspoken.
To see Xbox come out and like finally release something that people want to see. So one of the games that they opened with was the Fable reboot.
Ooh,
and they had the what was the actor? He was from the IT Crowd show. What was his name? He was also in some other movies, I think, but I know him from seeing an episode or so of the IT Crowd.
I know. Man, that's sick.
What is his name?
Fable. All three of the Fables.
Richard. Oh, I have no idea how to say his last name. This guy. For those that are listening, you can't see this, but.
Oh yeah, I know him.
He's been in a lot of stuff. He's IT Crowd. He was in some Kung Fu Panda something. He was Professor Marmalade in the Bad Guys movie. I don't know if you've seen that or not.
Okay, is that the one with the wolf?
Mm-hmm.
I haven't
Yeah. He
seen
was
it,
the
but-
little hamster.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
then
I recognize. Yeah, I recognize him though. So
But-
he. What does he have?
I
What is
don't
his
know.
part
Well,
in
it was
Fable?
kind of like he was telling a story, and then before you knew it, the character that he was telling the story about, he's like stops mid sentence. He's like, "Oh," and he's the giant in like Jack and the Beanstalk or something.
Yeah.
And so it was pretty neat. It was just
Have
it
you
was
ever
just
played
like
any of the Fables?
Oh yeah, I played the first two, I think,
I-
and maybe the third one. I loved Fable 1. Fable 1 was amazing. Yeah.
fantastic. I 100%ed that game.
Well, so like Fable is one of those
completely.
games that
The spells were so fun to like just
yeah.
you could spam a bunch of swords around you, like
Yeah.
dancing swords, and do a bunch of the combat was fun.
and
I try to get back into it.
was that
I bought it on-
original Xbox? That was original. Yeah, that was OG Xbox.
That was on both. There was OG Xbox and
Well,
Xbox
did they
360.
did they release it on 360? I know.
Yeah, they
I
had-
know the second one and third one I think came out on 360.
No. I think it was OG Xbox, but I played it on 360.
Oh, okay. Well, man, it was a phenomenal game, and
I didn't like 2 as much. I know 3 was much better.
Yeah, 3 was better.
2 was good as well. I mean, all of them were good, but
Right.
I think 1. I actually went back and I bought it on Steam a while back,
Oh,
the
okay.
Master Edition.
Yeah.
And I tried playing it on the computer, and it felt kind of clunky.
Yeah.
To
Playing
me.
it with keyboard
I,
and mouse.
Yeah, I need to switch it to, one of those games that's in the archive, and one day I'll get an itch and
Finally pick it up and finish it.
play it for like a week and hopefully beat it.
Well, I love the original Fable, and I'm so excited that they're.
Plot twist in it was great.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
So
really
I'm
good.
interested to see what they do with this.
Yeah,
I know that they also revealed Star Wars Outlaw. So
Yep.
did you see that? Epic open world. They did have a gameplay trailer. I did watch some of it.
Speaking of Star Wars, did you? My older brother actually told me this. He said that EA has given over the developer rights to. He doesn't know the name of the company, but to another developer for the Old Republic.
Oh well, because they're absolutely failing to.
Yeah,
to
They're not
that's-
pumping out any new content.
Well,
and every expansion they're coming out with is bad.
Yeah.
So they're so they still own the Old Republic, but the those that are going to be actually working on it, developing it, is a completely different company.
Yeah.
Which we're excited about because I've played a lot of Old Republic.
Yeah.
Like, and so him and I used to he got me into it, and him and I used to grind out the Old Republic a lot.
My PC
So-
was never fast enough to do it, and that was kind of like in the middle of our play in World of Warcraft, and it did pull me from WoW for a little while. It just my computer couldn't handle it at the time, and I wasn't fixing to buy another one. So
These guys really are getting AOS more. I'm just thirsty.
But no, I mean the game looks good. I don't know how. I would just that's gonna have to be one that I have to wait and see.
Yeah.
I hope it's as good as what they're saying.
I do too. Yeah, I did on the Outcast
Mm-hmm.
or the Outlaws.
Yeah, Outlaw. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And so they also, and I don't know how Xbox got this before, like Sony or Nintendo, but Persona 3 Reload. So they are completely remaking Persona 3,
Oh,
which is good because Persona 3 I think was supposedly one of the best, minus the new one that came out 5.
Yeah.
But I think
I know
3
5
was
was
3 is
fantastic
like
from what I've gathered.
defined Persona.
Really?
And so
Well,
I know there's a lot of
saying
people
that,
excited
I don't
about
even
that.
know. I'm sure there is because they're numbered.
Yeah.
But I don't even know of Persona 1 or 2. Like,
Well, I think
are
so.
they in existence?
No.
I'm assuming they are. But I've never seen like an anime of it. I've never seen a.
I don't
like,
think
a game.
so. See, I think
They
Persona
just-
3 was like the first one because they used to be Shimigami Tensei or something like that. And so that Atlas split that. So now they actually have, and I'm butchering
Well, I
this,
know-
Shimigami Tensei 3
Yeah.
was like Nocturne or something like that.
Shimigami. Yeah, Shimigami Tensei.
And I think at some point they split, and they didn't change the numbering because there were 2 of those games, and then, so we're like, Persona focuses more on like relationships and that like less combat, things like that.
Oh yeah.
The
It's also like a mystery a lot of times, right? There's
Right,
like little,
right.
like, because I think you play as a detective.
You don't in the 4th one, and then in the 5th one you play as Joker, which is they're called thieves.
Yeah, something.
The Phantom Thieves, I think. Yeah.
But well, I know in 4 at least. I'm trying to remember, like, so I've actually never played 4, but I've watched the anime, and I know that these anomalies, like these occurrences, would happen with these little events, I guess, that are also tied into the game.
And it's something about affecting the heart and how that, and then how.
Well, a lot like your, I don't even remember what they call it now. Your Stan, right? So like Arsene to Joker, right? That's reflective of like who you are as a person, right?
Well,
so like if you're more of a stoic, like protective individual, your Stan thing is going to be more like of like a fortress, like shield character.
Now, see, like 4 and 3 were different because those took more from, and 5 does too. It takes more from Shin Megami Tensei, where it's essentially like Pokemon, where you fight and you can capture, but you have to talk to them in order to capture them instead of just like throwing out a Pokeball and catching them or whatever. But
I choose you, Arsene.
yeah, right. And I mean, like, they're all like demons.
Spikes Pikachu off the map.
Yeah, so you're running around. You're like an anti-exorcist or something. You instead of casting them out, you're trying to catch them and like convert them into your warriors, I guess, or whatever. So
enslave them.
Yeah, enslaving demons.
Yeah, equal rights for demons. new leftist agenda. Oh my goodness! Anybody that's leftist just left. I'm just joking, guys. Just joking. I know you guys are hopefully better than that. But equal rights. Equal rights.
Well,
they have feelings just the same. Oh, I gotta stop.
Oh, speechless. So I know it's been. So I guess it's been over. It's been over a week. At the end of the Xbox showcase, they had a completely different thing that they did, and so they actually had a direct after the Xbox showcase, and it was all for Starfield. So,
okay, yeah.
Did you see any of it?
So no, I have not.
Wow. Okay, so Starfield is you start off as you get to create your own character. And I mean, it's straight up Bethesda. I mean, it's
so like a 1,000 different things you can do.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So I mean, it's essentially Skyrim.
Yeah.
And
like outer space.
Fallout combined almost, but in space. And so the cool thing about Starfield was that they opened it up. There's like 1,000 worlds that you can explore. So there are 1,000 planets that you can explore.
Did it tell you how big these planets are?
Okay, so they are planet size. I mean, they're huge. So you can land on there's different areas on the planet that you can land on. Yeah. And so to upgrade your ship to go to other planets, you have to get parts, things like that, to
material
fully
on this particular planet to get to this other planet.
Right.
Yeah.
So you have to upgrade your ship, fully customizable. Your ship is your home.
Oh.
So when you customize it, and then you go in your home, in your ship, with
I'm having some Legend of Zelda.
I'm talking about, and that's...
I'm having some Legend of Zelda PTSD right now in my brain.
But so,
the degenerates...
making
crude things.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Oh, my gosh.
But any crew members that you hire...
Smart.
Or live on your ship, and so, man, it's just like so many options.
I wonder how big your crew size can be.
I think the one I saw, they had like 5 or 6 at the time.
Imagine if they let you like amass like a fleet, and then you go out and just conquer the universe.
You'd be like, you could have the Enterprise. I mean,
James T. Kirk.
Yes, I mean, so and here again, this is an Xbox game. Microsoft owns Bethesda. They are, this game will probably be on Xbox first for a while.
Yeah, this is
before they release it, if it ever comes to another console, which kind of hacks me off a little bit because
you don't think it'll be launched on like PC?
Yeah, it'll be PC and Xbox exclusives. Yeah. I don't think that one's coming to Game Pass day one, but it will eventually come to Game Pass, But it's set in the future where humanity has expanded beyond Earth and formed an alliance called the United Colonies.
Oh,
so
already the Enterprise.
Yeah, right. So players will control a newly recruited member of the spaceship crew, embarking on a journey to find a new home for humanity.
That's cool.
It really is. And so, like,
it's really cool.
The flora and fauna on every different planet that you get to explore and things like that, it all is everything is different. Like, every planet is different. Some planets have already stuff established, so you might have to fight certain factions, or I think you can join up with factions and trade, and I mean there's
got to be space
massive.
There's got to be space pirates, aren't it? 100%.
Oh yeah, there are, and so I can't even play Skyrim because I start Skyrim and then I get into the first town.
See, that's actually one that I can play. Like, even though it's wild, because like that one, you would think that one has so much more.
That one, it just hurts my heart.
Skyrim?
Yes.
Why? Because there's so much?
There's so much to do, and my OCD is just like on fire because I can't.
Well, to me, oh man, Skyrim. Well, there's a reason why that game came out. 2010?
Yeah.
And it's still having like remakes of the game being sold for different editions.
So that was one of the things I thought we would see at the Xbox.
14-year-old game, and it's still being.
Yeah, and so I figured that we would see the new Elder Scrolls game because I mean it's announced.
Yeah.
We did not see it, so
they're too busy working on their Starboy. It does sound cool though. I'm not gonna lie.
It does.
I sound like a hater right now, but I'm really not.
It does.
It looks pretty dope.
It does look really cool.
I am hoping. So you said it's gonna be on Xbox and. So I might just get it on PC then.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be out on PC.
Would it be cross? So like, could you play with friends or?
No, I think this is fully single player.
It is a single player.
I don't think this is multiplayer at all. Let me see.
That would be super fun. If it was multiplayer. Like invite somebody to your world, or your save file, and everybody else, But then again, you would have a lot of limitations if they did, right? Because then you could just have like almost like a Minecraft server, but essentially have a bunch of people just go out and and explore the universe without you.
Right.
So.
And I mean, and you do, you don't look like super futuristic or anything like that. I mean, you look like a space explorer. Your character looks like a space explorer.
Yeah.
And so,
that is cool. I don't know. I might have to look at that. When is it announced to release?
September 6th. Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah, so like in a few months.
Man.
Yeah, so.
When is Final Fantasy is coming out this week or next week?
Final Fantasy comes out, this week. So yeah, I mean it. Yeah,
You're gonna have this year is kind of popping off, man.
Well, and so
I didn't think it would. It would, but you got Breath of the Wild that's kind of held us over. All right, so it's been kind of lackluster the first couple months, but then you got Breath of the Wild in what, March, or was it in May? It was in May, right? It just came out.
Yeah, it was. It was at the end.
End of May.
Yeah, end of May.
Yeah, so you got the first few months. What did we have? We didn't really have too much, right? Well, you're still.
I'm joking.
He's dying over here, and I continue to. I'm playing 20 questions.
He's like
and
asking me questions. I'm like joking.
I can't breathe. It's like, hey, how about you participate in this? how about you answer my question, huh?
Well, and so
what you think you're better than me? What's that, man?
Ooh, it's all the laughing.
I'm about to go old man. I'm about to go old Rocky. Old Sylvester. Sylvester?
Stalvester?
Stalvester? I don't know. I got. Listen, I got beef just like Tyson does with the S's, dude. What do you? That's how I crack the code, man. Because I know. I sympathize. I sympathize. That's it. You're losing your ear now. Your ear's gone.
Your ear. Well, no.
Can you imagine, dude? I would be so scared doing an interview with that guy.
Yeah. Oh,
just
yeah.
At any moment, he just punches me out of. Listen, he literally.
And you're hard-headed enough to get yourself up off the floor and keep going. With
Yeah, I mean, by the time I wake up, he'd probably be gone.
Well,
he's probably already. It's going to be like a few hours later. I'm going to wake up like, huh?
Well, and that's the thing, as cool as Starfield looks and everything, we are. Okay, so this we'd actually had planned to do this episode a little earlier, and things, personal life kind of jumped in the way. But there was a rumor yesterday, and so if you're listening to this, I don't know what day you're listening to this on, but it is the 20th. Nintendo there was a rumor about a Nintendo Direct coming. Mm-hmm. I don't want to go into the rumors, so I don't really want to touch on the rumors at all, but the rumor was that there was a Nintendo Direct coming, and obviously it is here because they announced it, and so the Nintendo Direct is scheduled for tomorrow, the 21st of June.
Nice.
So I'm super excited. I'm worried.
I saw they did something to do with Tears of the Kingdom. I've heard some stuff about that. The new Pokemon expansion.
If they're gonna do DLC,
the DLC stuff for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet.
If they're gonna do DLC for Tears of the Kingdom, now is gonna be the time to announce it, because I feel like
they've given us about a month to be able to really sink our teeth into it, get done with it.
Well, Pikmin's fixing to come out. Pikmin 4's fixing to come out.
Yeah, I don't know if that's really going to matter much.
Well, no,
I know it has. I mean, clearly there's people buying it. I guess it's just my bias because I've never played it.
I think they're setting it up for the end of the year. This Direct will probably be the last Direct for the. I don't want to say the Switch life cycle, but unless they just come out and hit heavy with hey, we're releasing this game. If they're still going to make the Metroid Prime 4 for Nintendo Switch, I feel like we will see it tomorrow. And I only say that because there's not going to be another Direct that is going to happen for the Switch unless they're planning on running the Switch for another entire year, which in that case We just don't know. You know, we're in uncharted territory right now.
Yeah,
the
sure.
Switch has lasted longer than anybody had anticipated.
You know, yeah.
Probably even Nintendo. And I feel like a new console is on the horizon.
I mean, we've talked about this so many times, you know, in the past, within the span of these 13 episodes. But you know, just keep going back to this idea when it comes to the Switch is, you know, like you said, they've overperformed.
Oh, absolutely.
You know, so I mean, in such a great way, you know. But we've also said that now, in between this time frame between the Xbox and, you know, the Xbox and the PlayStation, and now would be the time for this console to drop.
Absolutely.
That the PlayStation and Xbox have been out for, you know, a few years now. That
and by now, people that want them probably have them.
Because you don't want to drop it. I think they learned their lesson when it came to like the PlayStation 3, Xbox 360, and the Wii.
Yeah.
Right? Because you notice they dropped the Wii close to around the same time as all the others,
which it did well. But it was the only reason it did well is because it was a completely different concept from what.
Yeah, from everything. Yeah, absolutely. And so it was so unique. But then when you really got into it, and there was a lot of bugs with it, and it didn't. I mean, I don't think technologically we were there yet to really have the Wii ever excel. Right? You know, with the motion sensor, everything was so wacky still, and then of course there was a lot of limitations on how the games would even look. Right. You know, because the Wii had all these other features that they couldn't compete against Xbox and PlayStation. Yeah. And so, and saying all of that, you know, I think they learned from it and realized, hey, we need to kind of change this up. We don't need to drop the same time as PlayStation and Xbox, right? Because our console, the quality of our console, not that it's bad, but it's not something that's going to compete with them during the same time of release. Yeah, absolutely. It needs to be something that has dropped several, you know, a few years later or even a couple years before. Right. So that it gets ahead of the competition, right? There's no competition to even compete against. Yeah.
And the thing is, you know, with Nintendo, as long as they keep their pricing as low as they have, it's gonna sell, and you know, I mean, you see, your house probably has one PS5 in it, one Xbox in it. Yeah, you're not gonna have. You know, when you talk about Nintendo, the Switch, you've got. I mean, for example, I have 4 in my house.
Yeah, I mean, I have 2.
Yeah. I mean, you're the only one that plays. Yeah.
So I have 2, and they're both mine.
Yeah. Right.
So I got 2 of them.
2 of them.
No, I get you. You know, I think it would be smart for it to be, and I think it's time. You know, we're going on 7 years.
Well, and I will say, I don't think a release I don't even think an announcement is coming in a July Direct. I mean, if they do anything, they probably will, because here's the thing, they have to have a game that's going to sell the system. Yeah. So at this point, they just released Tears of the Kingdom. That would have been a console seller. It did. Yeah. Breath of the Wild sold the Switch, you know. Mm-hmm. Is there a game coming out? Do they have something in their back pocket? I don't think a Luigi's Mansion. I don't think a Metroid Prime 4. I don't think that would sell a console. I just don't. I think that
I'm kind of stumped as to what would sell a console. I mean, we got.
I think a Mario game would.
Think a new Mario game would.
I think a new Mario game would. I think an Odyssey 2 or something like that would sell a console. I think that anything that Nintendo, for the most part, releases. And I will mention this one rumor that I heard. I heard that there's a remake of a Super Nintendo game coming out. And so, to me, especially with all the Zelda hype and everything, I would like to see A Link to the Past return. in a maybe they do it like Link's Awakening, the same art style. Maybe they do a little different, darker art style. I don't know.
No, I mean I know the Zelda franchise. It has faithful followers. So,
oh yeah, I mean I'd rebuy it.
You know,
absolutely.
Well, you know, and we could even be looking at maybe like a Pokemon game. You know.
Oh yeah, I mean Pokemon's
big enough.
Pokemon would sell.
I mean,
but I feel like Pokemon's a November thing. You know, like
Pokemon is a November thing. Oftentimes,
unless with DLC coming out. You know, I feel like what we'll get is we'll probably get an announcement on a new console, possibly at the end of the year.
Like a Let's Go Johto.
Yeah, or something like or another Arceus. Legends game. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You know, you can have that, or
actually make it free roam.
You know, yeah. You know, something like that. Yeah, for sure. I think it would be. You know, obviously Pokemon, Zelda, Mario, those are your heavy hitting games for Switch. I'm trying to think of something else. Maybe even an original game.
Still waiting on Deca Police. Maybe we'll get a release date.
Deca Police going.
Hey, look, if I see a release date for Deca Police, I'm happy. Yeah. Because, you know, I've been kind of waiting on that, and it's
shutting it down.
Again, you know, it's Nino Cooney, level 5.
Nino Cooney. But, well, you got anything else?
I don't. I was actually going to trigger you with something, and I kind of decided that...
spare my feelings today?
Well, you know, I have been hitting you pretty hard with some of these triggers, and
thank you.
I do kind of have one, but I'm going to save it because I'm going to kind of see where the news on it goes first. And
you got to do some. You got to get invested before.
Oh, you do and see, and if it fails, and it's not something that I can trigger you with, then I have a plan B, and plan B may even be worse.
You have a contingency. You know. You said this isn't even my this isn't even my final triggering.
This is what keeps me up at night. What are you talking about?
Anyways, guys, we appreciate y'all.
Yeah, very much.
Listening. You know, and I know there was a lot of issues that we've had in this particular episode in general, but
well, hopefully those will be edited out if our audio guy's not you know, garbage at editing. Roasting myself.
Boom. Self-inflicted
roasting.
Forgot to turn off friendly fire. Hey, have you ever seen Red vs. Blue?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
You remember like the very beginning when what's her name? I think it's Church's ex-girlfriend shows up and she like uses a sticky for the first time. They'll see it. They're like, hey, what's on your head?
Oh yeah,
like, yeah, you're kind of glowing. He's like, really? And he's like moving around. And she has the sticky there. They just blow up and he ends up dying. Comes back as a ghost.
I love Red versus
Stuck
Blue.
Yourself in the forehead.
Oh yeah, if you don't let your kids watch Red versus Blue.
Oh yeah,
it's got some language in it.
Yeah, it is. It's kind of an older thing now.
Well, yeah, I mean, I actually have the DVDs.
Red vs. Blue.
Yeah,
like
the first 3 seasons.
I'm puzzled as to how they even made all that. It's pretty impressive.
I mean, it was just, I mean, a capture card and some voiceover, but
I don't
now how they got Microsoft on board with it?
Unless Microsoft was the one who like secretly was like, hey, push it.
Hey, yeah, we'll give you a capture card and a little bit of money and. Yeah. You know, y'all got to clean up your audio though, because the first season was, I don't know what kind of mic they were recording with,
goodness.
but like a
I think it kind of added to the aesthetic.
Logitech webcam or something.
That's my webcam.
No, Logitech's too high quality. They would have had to use something else.
Hey Griff, what's that imaginary lizard that eats things? Chupacabra, sir. Yeah, chupa thingy. What about that?
Oh, I'm gonna have to go home and watch some of that now.
Really? I think I like to call it the warthog.
The warthog.
So really, it kind of looks like a
Puma.
puma, like a big cat.
What's a puma?
He's like, how many times have I told you to quit making up stuff?
Oh man, I love Red versus
It's so
Blue.
good,
It's
man.
awesome.
How many times have I told you to quit making up animals? Just the funniest implication in that statement is like there was multiple times where he's
Yeah.
just making up animals for no reason. Anyways, guys, like I said, well, we can do this all day, man. All it takes is one reference to get thrown out, and before you know it, it's out the window.
Yeah.
So, but anyways, we want to thank everybody for being here, tuning in, listening, and participating with us in this. And so, once again, we're gonna call you to action. If there's, go out, follow our Twitter, go out and share this with a friend if you can. We're looking to try to bump those numbers, of course, and so.
It's all for bringing you more content. Like the more this started as kind of like a hobby for us. This is something fun that we like to do, and
absolutely.
Our esports kids get a kick out of listening to it, and we've actually grown a little bit, and I can see the numbers. We've reached out to different countries. We got Brazil and Great Britain.
Brazil.
So we want to thank those fans, and
absolutely.
And we just want to continue to bring you guys some family friendly content. I know we get a little unfamily friendly sometimes, but it's not too bad. We get a little rowdy.
Yeah. We pop off a little bit, but
yeah.
But well, anyways, thank you guys for listening, and we'll get ready to end it the way we end it every time. So we'll go ahead, if y'all will, pray with us. If you have something that is in need of prayer, hit us up.
Yeah, for sure.
And any of the ways that you can get in touch with us.
In the comments, follow us on Twitter, Dragons W Gaming. You can message me there, and we can for sure put you on the prayer list. And
absolutely, make it a matter of prayer. But anyways, guys, let's go to the Lord. Father God, thank you so much for today. We thank you for this time that we had to be able to record this podcast. Lord, we're thankful for just enabling us to be able to have this outlet for those who are listening, whether they're going through some hardships and whether they just need to be lifted up, or maybe even hearing this prayer right now will lead them to start asking questions about who you really are, Lord, and God. Hopefully, we can be a great representation for you. God, we ask that you just continue to be with us, bless us in a mighty way, and continue to bless our listeners. And God, if there's anything that they are in need of prayer of, whether it is sickness or circumstance, regardless of what it is, we know that you know each and every one of their needs, and we ask that if it be your will, their needs be met. God, we love you, and we thank you. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
Thank you, guys.
All right, guys. Peace out.